Contrary to popular media narratives that portray Trump as an adversary intent on dismantling NATO, David Swanson argues that Trump has, in fact, contributed significantly to increasing NATO members' military spending. Swanson further claims that media's portrayal of Trump as an enemy of NATO serves vested interests aligned with the military-industrial complex and those who profit from continued militarism. Media often misrepresents Trump as an enemy of NATO, despite his role in boosting NATO military spending. The media's portrayal of Trump as intent on destroying NATO is overly simplistic and misleading. Trump's policies actually pressured NATO members to increase their defense budgets, strengthening the alliance militarily, even if his rhetoric was sometimes critical. This indicates how political narratives can be shaped by interests rather than facts, highlighting the need for critical engagement with media representations of geopolitics. NATO members have increased defense budgets significantly under Trump's pressure, surpassing efforts under Biden, regardless of the strategic necessity or security environment. Militarism perpetuates itself. Defense contractors and militarized governments have vested interests in maintaining and increasing arms spending. Their profit motives drive a cycle of escalation that is detached from genuine defense needs, creating a dangerous feedback loop that prioritizes armaments over peace. Military spending is irrationally tied to GDP percentages, encouraging endless arms buildups without strategic justification. Military spending tied to economy size is flawed. The arbitrary benchmark of spending 2%, then 3%, and now higher percentages of GDP on military defense is illogical. It equates national wealth with the need for more arms, which incentivizes continuous and unchecked militarization regardless of actual security needs. This economic metric promotes arms races and profits for defense contractors rather than genuine defense or peace. Escalating militarization heightens the risk of nuclear conflict and global instability. Record military spending does not ensure security. Despite unprecedented global military expenditures, the world is not safer. Russia's relatively smaller military budget has not prevented it from waging a devastating war in Ukraine, illustrating that sheer spending volume does not guarantee military success or deterrence. This underscores the limitations of militarism as a security strategy. Most military spending goes toward offensive, not defensive, weapon systems. Most military investments are offensive. Much of NATO's military budget is dedicated to offensive weapons, stealth bombers, long-range strike capabilities, rather than purely defensive systems. This offensive posture escalates tensions and provokes adversaries, making conflict more likely rather than preventing it. Diplomatic negotiations and non-violent strategies offer more effective and safer security solutions. Diplomacy and rule of law as security foundations. Swanson argues for a return to diplomatic engagement and adherence to international law as more reliable and sustainable means of achieving security. Existing frameworks for prisoner exchanges and negotiations with Russia demonstrate that dialogue is possible and effective, suggesting that similar approaches could mitigate broader conflicts.